Good morning, this is the Eager Beaver Show.
You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and the Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
Well, good morning and hello, kids, and welcome to season 3 and episode number 267 of the Daily Beaver Morning Show here on the Crier Media Network. Yeah. Little pause in there just to add a little different phrasing there. Hope you enjoyed that. Today, recording day is Wednesday, December 6, 2023, and there is a little bit of snow on the ground here at the Beaver Lodge. How nice is that? It actually looks kind of pretty. Not too much of it, just a little bit, just a light dusting, just to say that it's wintry. I'm your host, the Eager Beaver, pronouns he, him, hey, Mr. Beaver, eh? And with me, as always, is my good friend, Mr. Grizzly. We have a nibble for you this morning. A big thank you goes to our podcast founding sponsors, the Peppermaster, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, and CanadianTarot.com. And before we go any further, let's ask Mr. Grizzly how his mental health is doing today and wish a happy birthday to Mademoiselle Fox.
Yes, it's her 51st birthday today.
I would do my best, Marilyn, but happy birthday.
Yes, it's
hey.
It's Bridget's birthday today. She's 51 today. Happy to be 51. And then so, people, why would you say that? Well, the alternative of not getting older is being unalive. So
becoming confident.
Celebrate getting older. Yeah, well, getting older is a privilege denied to many. So
indeed,
let's celebrate it.
Absolutely.
My mental health. Here's the weird thing. At about 10 after 6, I had a massive panic attack.
Ooh.
No idea why. Then I got out of bed, and I was fine.
Okay.
Bizarre.
Wow.
I have no idea. I was lying there, and this wave of horrible thoughts and horrible things entered my mind, and I was like freaking out. Now nobody would know. Bridget wouldn't even have known because I'm so used to masking it. But I will talk about it, of course. But yeah, it's like it came out of nowhere, and then I got up out of bed, and it was gone. Like the minute I stood up, it just left my body. So I don't know what's going on there, but hey, take what you can get and roll with it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay.
No. Bridget's 51 today, but she has the breasts of a 25-year-old.
Facts first. Oh my word! I can't believe you said that. Oh, jeez. Oh my. Oh wow. Okay. Well, kids, given that you heard it here first, and we started with way too much information.
Well, I mean, you should go to the beach and see her in a bathing suit. You'd say, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Last night I tried out my APAP machine for the first time. It worked really well according to the app on my phone that measures my snoring and coughing. I did not snore once last night, which was great.
Oh, good.
Pardon?
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Unfortunately, I'm very sore right here. said
You
that
got to
would
get used to
happen
the thing.
after bed.
Yeah.
So yeah, at around like 4 o'clock 5 o'clock in the morning, it was like, yeah, this thing has to come off because I'm really sore there. So I don't know exactly how to stop that. I don't know if I have to like put maybe a little Vaseline or something there, or
Not Vaseline. That's a petroleum based product that would eat through the
oh yeah,
plastic.
it's true. Yeah. So
Yeah, do not plastic, rubber, Vaseline. No, you might need some type of salve or something, but do not use Vaseline.
yeah, it's
It'll
true.
destroy.
Yeah, some type of salve. But yeah, that was kind of that part was uncomfortable, but the rest of it was uncomfortable. I had no problem with the tube or the headgear. I got the full strap thing to make sure.
Okay. Yeah.
So and all that was great. So but yeah. So yeah, let's see what keeps what keeps happening with this one. But yeah, coconut oil. Thank you, Kit Saucy. I knew you would have the solution. Um, I stayed up a little late last night though, so I didn't help
Mhm.
myself because I had to watch the game. Actually, we had a
I
curling match
missed it.
yesterday, and I'm going to say we made sure to get our butts kicked to get off the ice quick
Oh
so
yeah.
that we could watch it.
That's
No, it was a terrible match. But when we got off the ice, they were 2 minutes into the game. So at a curling club, um, 8
soccer.
were watching Christine Sinclair up until almost the end of the first half.
We didn't. We had a Christmas party to attend last night, so I didn't get a chance to see the game.
Yeah.
And by the time I got home, I was like, I have to go to bed. I'm exhausted.
Yep.
So
And then I got home and then I watched the rest. Kit Tans goes, get yourself a My Pillow. Oh wait, nice one. Yeah, Michael Cohen tried to tell you, buddy, that if you hitched
Yeah.
your wagon, Tim, now look at you, you're bankrupt. Anyway, couldn't happen to douchier guy. But back to the fun stuff. So I watched the rest of the match. Canada won 1-0. The goal
Mm.
was scored by Quinn. Christine
Okay.
Sinclair was taken off at about 53 minutes, but I think she played the whole first 53. Christine Sinclair tends to be someone who doesn't like the spotlight. So she
Mhm.
shared it a lot. Behind me, you see, thank you, Christine, Sophie, and Aaron. Sophie Schmidt and Aaron McLeod were also playing their last match for Team Canada. So it was actually 3 retirements going on. And when she came on the pitch, she came with 2 of her nieces, Kenzie and Caitlin, I believe are their names. And she was wearing number 13 and not number 12 in honor of her good friend, Sophie Schmidt. So Christine being Christine all the way to the end. Yes, she assisted on the Quinn goal, though.
Oh, cool.
So she got a point, if not a goal, in her final match. Over 48,000 people were in attendance. It was the
Oh, wow.
second most attended live sporting event this year in Canada. I do not know what the first is. I'm going to assume it's the Grey Cup, but I don't know.
Well, no, Grey Cup was at Hamilton. The stadium's not
Yeah,
big
it's not
enough.
big
to
enough.
hold
I don't know what the
48,000.
biggest one. They didn't actually say what it was, but it's
Yeah.
the second, and it was the largest home attendance for a soccer match in Canadian history.
Cool.
And far exceeded the 9,200 and some that attended the first match that she played on Canadian soil.
20 years ago.
Yeah. So when we say she grew the game, she grew the game
Surely did.
from 9,000 to 48,000 plus.
Yeah, that should tell you something.
Yeah. Devin Haru put up a little clip of
I have it here.
beginning there with her nieces.
She leaves a legacy that will be felt for generations to come. Please welcome number 12, Christine Sinclair. She leaves a legacy that will be felt.
So, and you can
Wow.
see in the They had Mounties there. You could see the people in white. Karina LeBlanc, who we were speaking of briefly yesterday, was there. And the person to whom she gave a hug was Sophie Schmidt. And she came on with her two nieces. They named BC Place Christine Sinclair Place for the night. They could keep it like that as far as I'm concerned. She is a Burnaby native. I don't see any reason for which BC Place could not be permanently renamed Christine Sinclair Place. I mean, in other
Unless
countries,
they have a sponsorship thing in place.
yeah, but in other countries, they build statues to people like that. Like, and thing,
Yes.
like for Tennis Canada, one of the stadiums can be named Daniel Nestor Stadium somewhere along the way. Again, right? It's like when you have legendary athletes like that, Gretzky, who just dominated their sport or their division for so many years, decades, it's okay to name a stadium after them, right? But yeah,
She is from that part of the country, so it would seem fitting.
yeah, it would be. So great match. The Australians played well, so I mean it was competitive, and just all around entertaining. And you can tell that there was so much love there. And anyway, it's as fitting a send off as can be given to someone to whom nothing would be enough to represent. But
Indeed.
yeah, very good. Well done, Canada. Well done, TSN. Well done, people at Christine Sinclair Place or BC Place. Just well done, everyone. It was perfect. It was literally perfect. All right. I hate having to do this part. Remember last week when I mentioned that people were making hay on the whole Christmas thing, starting with the leader of the Bloc Québécois? We've got a little clip. We'll play that little thing, the exchange in the House of Commons that led to a whole bunch of crap happening this week. Mr. Grizzly, if you have it, it seems that Canadian Conservatives are going full MAGA.
Yeah, just give me a sec here till I
With the
find
help
it.
of the Bloc. Again, we're having a little BQ CPC, if not coalition collusion, on this one.
Let me see here.
So, and we're having that not only on the issue of Christmas, but also the speaker, Greg Fergus, because apparently he delivered a video message to Ontario interim Liberal leader John Fraser, who will be staying on as the House leader until Bonnie Crombie gets a seat, to sort of congratulate him on his retirement in the position. And apparently he did it in robes, so everybody's going, "Oh my God, he must absolutely resign. He's supposed to be impartial." He was thanking a provincial Liberal, not even a federal one. Yeah,
I know.
probably should.
They'll make hay out of anything, right?
Probably should.
That's just nothing to make hay
Yeah,
out of.
probably should not have been wearing the robes, but fine. Clearly not a resignation offense, but again, you got the leader of the CPC going, "He should resign." The leader of the CPC, who, by the way, has a compliance agreement with Election Canada to kept him out of court because he knew he would be found guilty because he was actually caught on camera doing the crime, and before the crime he was told, "You shouldn't be wearing that shirt," said, "Well, I want to wear it anyway." And then did. So probably would be found guilty. And the guy who just last week kind of aided and abetted terrorists by claiming something was a terrorist attack, thus spreading fear throughout the entire country for political gain for himself, which is kind of terroristy. I guess, but he's not saying he should resign, but the black man. So once again, conservatives have a problem with black face.
Yeah.
So, and you got the Bloc Québécois, of course, the racist leader of the Bloc Québécois, I know from personal experience, also demanding the resignation of the black man. Surprise, surprise. So they've embarrassed them. They're embarrassing themselves there, and they're embarrassing themselves here on Christmas. Mr. Grizzly, if you would.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Honorable chef du Bloc québécois.
Leader of the Bloc québécois.
Monsieur le Président,
Mr. Speaker,
il y a quelques années,
a few
sur la
years
couverture
ago,
du magazine Crow, on lisait « C'est pas parce
a
qu'on rit que c'est
magazine
drôle
cover, It said just because
Selon
we're
la
laughing
Commission
doesn't mean it's
canadienne des
funny.
droits de la personne,
According to
la
the
simple
Canadian Human Rights
célébration de Noël,
Commission,
le sapin, la
celebrating
famille,
Christmas
la musique,
with
les cadeaux,
trees, family,
c'est du
music and gifts,
racisme systémique.
that's
Je
systemic
me demande
racism.
si ce bon
I
vieux Père
wonder
Noël
whether
est raciste.
Santa
Je me demande
Claus
si
is
la neige
racist. I
est
wonder
devenue
whether
raciste.
snow has
Monsieur le
become
Président,
racist.
selon
Mr.
le Premier
Speaker,
ministre,
according to the
est-ce que
Prime
Noël
Minister,
est raciste?
is Christmas racist?
Now, do you notice this? Asked this. Oops. I got echo.
Yes, you have echo because the way the system is working now, the only way I could show this video was the manner in which I showed it. I'm sorry.
Then I'll wait till.
Okay.
Je dois vous dire que je ne suis pas convaincu que ça c'est une question qui a quelque chose à voir avec l'administration du gouvernement. Mais je vois que le très honorable Premier ministre est sur ses pieds. Le très honorable Premier ministre.
I'll give him the floor. The right honorable Prime Minister.
Le chef l'honorable chef du Bloc québécois.
La
Commission canadienne des droits de la personne relève de l'État canadien. Le Premier ministre du Canada, M. Culotte, y répond.
stand up and answer.
Le très honorable Premier ministre.
Prime Minister.
Je suis très content de me lever pour essayer de répondre à une question absolument ridicule, Monsieur le Président. Évidemment, Noël n'est pas raciste. On est un pays de diversité. On est un pays qui célèbre non seulement nos croyances personnelles et individuelles, nos partages, et on célèbre les anniversaires et les célébrations de nos voisins aussi. C'est la richesse de notre pays qu'on se partage ensemble les célébrations qui font de nous un pays riche et divers, et on va toujours le faire. Le Bloc cherche la chicane de façon ridicule, j'en reviens pas.
All right.
Unfortunately, I was unable to, just a sec there, let me just shut that down. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to discern or separate the language. I don't know why the
Was so low.
transcript was very low, and there's nothing I could do about that. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. So basically, the leader of the Bloc Québécois came out and said, according to the Canadian Human Rights Commission, the simple celebration of Christmas is now racist. Is Santa Claus racist? Is winter snow racist? Would the Prime Minister get up and please tell us if he believes that Christmas is racist? Then the speaker got up and said, I don't see what this has anything to do with parliamentary business, but I see that the Prime Minister is up. Then something happened and the Prime Minister didn't speak or something, that went back to Blanchette, who after the first time, like this, had that pissed off look on his face, but when he sat down, had that little smirk on it.
Mm-hmm.
So then he sat down again like this and, asked, basically, will the Prime Minister put his pants on and answer the question like this? And then he was acting really, really pissed off. He had the really, really mad look. And then you could see on the Conservative side of the benches, all the trained seals got up and were applauding that, little Bloc BBQ, CPC, Canadian Putin caressers collusion here. And of course, the Prime Minister got up and says, I am happy to stand up and answer this completely ridiculous question. Of course, Christmas is not racist. The Bloc is just looking for a mindless fight. Now, where this stems from is Canadian human rights decision that did not declare Christmas to be racist, but more sort of like government bodies, like for example at a city hall or something, that would celebrate only Christmas and nothing else, that would probably not be a good idea. Because as the Prime Minister said, Canada is a diverse country. Diversity is our strength. We celebrate everybody's celebrations. We share in them.
Well, let's lead from that into this.
Oh, no. We're not there yet. We're not at her yet.
Okay.
So
Why do I feel like I just got scolded?
Because you scooped me. I like to put things in the order that they happened. Such as like,
I don't know how they happened. I just see them. And there's a squirrel running around in my brain anyway. You know?
But that's why I do what I do. So in Moncton, New Brunswick, City Council decided that they were not going to put up a menorah or a nativity scene, basically saying, we think it's not appropriate to do that. And they're basing this on I believe, 2015 Supreme Court decision that said that we should not have prayer, specifically a religious-based prayer, to open up sessions of council. How that applies to this, it doesn't, because when council goes in session, they are doing the people's business and starting to do the people's business officially, where the people are going to come to talk to council with a religious prayer that includes one group but doesn't include anybody else, is, in fact, discriminatory.
Mm-hmm.
Just like having the crucifix in the Assemblée Nationale was.
Exactly.
Right? However, a city deciding that they are going to mark the community celebrations by putting up a nativity scene or a menorah on the front lawn of the building, there's no people's business being conducted at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they tried to found that in that Supreme Court decision, which had nothing to do with it. Meanwhile, the city of Moncton had, Christmas trees and angels on lamp posts and whatnot all throughout the city. So, of course, the Jewish community said, what the fuck? And then Moncton City Council the very next day reversed its decision, saying, yeah, we maybe did that too fast. You think? Really? You think? So that led to this. The Canadian Human Rights Council had to actually write an op-ed going, of course, Christmas is not racist. We never said it was. So Pierre Poilievre stood up in the House and basically said, like he said for the terrorism, the Canadian Human Rights Council just declared Christmas racist. Like,
no, they didn't.
We just heard media reports of a terrorist attack. No,
you didn't.
So it says here, it's in the Gazette, a discussion paper by the Canadian Human Rights Commission on religious intolerance as a form of systemic discrimination has caused quite a stir in recent days. On Wednesday, Quebec's National Assembly unanimously adopted a motion in defense of Christmas, which probably led to Blanchet, because Blanchet takes whatever is decided at the National Assembly, particularly if it's unanimous, and then brings it to the House of Commons because he's got the easiest job in the world. Right? On Thursday, the House of Commons did the same. To be clear, the Commission has not issued a statement or position on Christmas or any other religious holiday. Of course, Christmas is not racist, and this is from Charlotte Ann Maslachewski, who is from the Canadian Human Rights Commission, who wrote a special here. Christmas is an important time-honored tradition in Canada. It is both spiritually and culturally significant for millions of people in this country, Christians and non-Christians alike. The issue has never been about the importance of Christmas, but rather about the simple fact that, just as Christmas is deeply important to many of us, there are also many of us who feel similarly about religious celebrations from other traditions. Canada should be a country that invites everyone to join in the traditions we have long celebrated while making space for new ones, which is what the Prime Minister said in his response. This is not a zero-sum game. These new traditions do not come at the expense of the older ones. Instead, they enrich Canadian society. Again, which is what the Prime Minister said.
It's not pie.
Yeah. Religious practices are no exception. We must face the reality that religious intolerance exists to properly address how to better include them. That's why in early 2023, we worked with experts representing a variety of religions and perspectives to explore the issue of religious intolerance. This resulted in a discussion paper that reflects the views that were shared and what we found in our research. Recently, we have published this paper online as part of our anti-racism work. Our discussion paper has been misinterpreted, on purpose, I would add, leading to a conversation based on this misunderstanding. At its core, this paper is about promoting equity and inclusion. Our discussion paper explains that based on current Canadian law, providing a statutory holiday for one religion and not providing reasonable accommodation for other religions may be considered discrimination. It simply mentions Christmas as an example of a religious holiday that is also a statutory holiday. So they took that and they stretched it. The Canadian Human Rights Council has declared that Christmas is racist, and since it's a federal agency and the Prime Minister is in charge somehow, because why is the Prime Minister supporting racism? Or saying that Christmas is racist, which of course never happened. As we approach the 75th anniversary of the UN Declaration of Human Rights, it is vital that we remember that every person has the fundamental right to freely practice their religion, and it is enshrined in Canadian law. This includes the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, the Canadian Human Rights Act, and every human rights code in every jurisdiction in the country. Canada has made a commitment to equity and inclusion. Canadians care deeply about this, and we hear about it every day. Increasing awareness about all religions and making space for their traditions is a natural step to making people feel more included in a pluralist society, which we are. In Canada, if you practice a religion other than Christianity, observing a religious holiday might mean having to take the day off work, assuming your employer will give you permission to do so. In some cases, you might have to choose between participating in an important work event or observing an important religious holiday. This has a real effect on people's lives that may not be visible to those who already get the day off to observe their traditions. Making these kinds of changes takes awareness and discussion because the barriers that people face are most often not intentional, nor are they malicious. They are baked right into our society and our systems, hence systemic. When standards and social systems do not create obstacles for us, it can be difficult to realize. That's why it needs to be discussed. In the end, this is not about Christmas. It's about making sure everyone in Canada can practice their religion with the same equality, dignity, and respect as others. We may not all agree on how we get there, but it's worth a discussion. That's Charlotte Ann Maslachewski, the Interim Chief Commissioner of the Canadian Human Rights Commission. So let's take this paragraph here that says, making these kinds of changes takes awareness and discussion because the barriers that people face are most often not intentional, nor are they malicious. They are baked right into our society and systems. So what do the Conservatives do? Thanks to Marilyn Gladu, maliciously and intentionally, she tries to bake this type of discrimination systemically into Canadian politics by, take it away, Mr. Grizzly.
Well, this little tidbit, this little nugget.
Not even emotion. She introduced an act, an actual law, private member's bill, C-369, an act respecting Christian Heritage Month. The member for Sarnia-Lambton, Marilyn Gladu, wants a law declaring December Christian Heritage Month. Now, I don't know about you kids, but it seems to me that since the day frickin' one of Canada, every freaking month has been Christian Heritage Month. And if you ask the Indigenous people, especially the one that had their kids taken away by the black robes, it's been Indigenous Heritage Month for way longer than 150 odd years.
Christian Heritage Month.
Christian Heritage Month.
Indigenous. Yeah, no, well, here, look, let me read this to you. This is Bill C-369, an act respecting Christian Heritage Month. Preamble. Whereas, in the conferences and negotiations that brought about Confederation, Canada was originally named Dominion of Canada. Now, that goes back to the Dominionist right-wing evangelical Christians like the PBCC, for example. The Dominionists, these are not good people. If Christ were here right now, he would smite them because they are not Christ-like at
Tables
all,
would be
in
flipped.
any way, shape, or form. So Canada was originally named Dominion of Canada, a name reportedly inspired by the passage in the Bible, King James Version, at Psalm 72:8, which states, "He shall have dominion also from sea to sea, and from the river unto the ends of the earth." Whereas the month of December marks significant events and celebrations in the Christian calendar from the beginning of Advent to the celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ. And whereas, according to Statistics Canada's 2021 Census of Population, Christianity is the largest religion in Canada, with over half of Canadians identifying as Christian. Now, therefore, His Majesty, by and with the advice and consent of the Senate and House of Commons, Canada enacts as follows. Short title. This act may be cited as the Christian Heritage Month. Throughout Canada and each year, the month of December is to be known as Christian Heritage Month. To that I say, no thank you. No. That they want Gilead. And they're trying to get it. Our government is being taken over by right-wing evangelical Christians who will subjugate all of us. And if we don't do something to stop these people, and I am deadly serious when I say this, we're all fucked.
Yep. We absolutely have.
That's not a joke. I'm not having fun with this, and I don't like that this is occurring, but this is a fact. If we do not do something to stop this now, we will find ourselves in Gilead. They will subjugate anybody that does not fall in line with their pecking order. And you, sir, we already know what will happen to you.
Yep.
You're not exactly white, and you're not exactly cis het. Well, you're cis, but you're not het. Mm-hmm. So,
yep.
We know what will happen if we let this go.
Oh yeah. There's not going to be much eager. There's not going to be much eager beaver. I can tell you that.
No.
I
saw that and I was livid because it's a discriminatory act right from the get-go. Right from the get-go. It discriminates against anybody who isn't Christian. And why do we need this month when you consider how many religious celebrations take place between now and New Year's? There's dozens of them. It's a Christian Heritage Month. Well, there's 8 days of lights. So are we going to have 8 crazy nights? What's going on here? Hanukkah is 8 days. So do we have Hanukkah week? Are we going to table a bill for that next? And then what? Does everybody get? Do we get to? Like, this is just ridiculous. But I'm telling you, this is done to shut down anybody else. That's the idea behind it. To ignore, to subjugate, to diminish, to defeat any other religious belief system at this time of the year.
Yep. And also to feed the white victimhood narrative.
Yes. Which is horse shit.
Now, on a happier note, since we're celebrating the holidays, Advent has started. Last night was Krampus or Krampusnacht. Or if you happen to be Orthodox, like my Beaver sweetie is, today is St. Nicholas Day. And apparently there's a tradition of St. Nicholas Day of shining your shoes and leaving some carrots behind for the reindeer and all that kind of stuff. And St. Nicholas will come on and leave little gifts like candy and coins and stuff like that. And well, look, Sinterklaas passed by yesterday.
You got some turtles.
Yes.
Some
turtles, some
jujube.
Some jujube, some candy canes. Like this. So yes, my Beaver sweetie left his shoes out and St. Nicholas did come. So there you go, kids. And just a little thing. St. Nicholas actually was a bishop who was known for his good deeds, especially for the needy and the children. He often gave generously and anonymously without anyone knowing the gifts were from him. And he was officially recognized as a saint in the 800s. And in the 1200s, Catholics in France began celebrating Bishop St. Nicholas's Day. Now, there are many other countries that celebrate it, Belgium and the Netherlands in particularly, which is probably where Sinterklaas, the Dutch pronunciation, which gave way to Santa Claus, the traditions that came way to America. And it is also believed that St. Nicholas was the child of wealthy parents who died fairly young due to an epidemic. And he was raised Christian, and he dedicated his life to service, sold his belongings, and used his inheritance to help the poor and the infirm.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah. He eventually became a bishop, and for his reputation for helping children, sailors, and other needy people spread far and wide. For this, the Roman Emperor Diocletian, I guess, persecuted and imprisoned him. And it was only until the Romans realized that they had so filled their prisons with clergy that they had no place to put the thieves and murderers that the Romans let religious men go free, And upon his release, Nicholas continued his charity work until he died on December 6th, AD 343. And that's where Santa Claus, or the tradition of Santa Claus, probably comes from. There you go. The true North Eager Beaver.
Santa Claus.
Whoop-a-la.
Well, as I understood it, and again, I could be wrong about this, but I have been told that St. Nicholas was not exactly the nicest fellow. I don't know if there's truth to that. I'd have to do some reading. So that, look, the tradition, here's the thing. I work with the United Nations, okay? And at Christmas time, we all get together and we exchange gifts at the office, and everybody's down with it. And nobody has an issue with it.
Right.
It's like one of my colleagues, every day he takes lunch and then he does his prayer because he's Muslim. Like, we're fine with that. Nobody has an issue with that. And he takes part in the Christmas celebration because Christmas celebrations are fun for everyone. They're meant to be inclusive for everyone, not exclusive by saying it's only for Christians. It's not. See, I've tried to talk to people about what the meaning of Christmas is to me. And somebody once said, well, isn't it about the birth of Jesus? And I go, yes. But what I love about the spirit of Christmas is that at Christmas time, you get together with your friends and your family and everyone you love and care for. And not everyone I love and care for is Christian. Some are atheist, some are Muslim, some are Jewish, some are Buddhist, some are agnostic, some are Pastafarians. That's real.
Mm-hmm.
And we all celebrate each other and getting together. So I think for me, Christmas has changed that. It's like, let's celebrate everybody in our lives that we love and care for. Now, my mom probably wouldn't like to hear that, but that's what it's become for me. That's what it's become for me because I just see people getting together. People tend to have a lighter attitude at a tougher time of the year because, let's face it,
Yes.
It's winter. It's getting cold, and it's not exactly the smoothest transaction or transaction's not the correct word, but the smoothest time of the year weather-wise. It's not the easiest. It's difficult, and we want to, you get 4 hours of daylight basically, which is frustrating. So if you can get together and celebrate one another, celebrate friendships and break bread,
The spirit of the
have a
season.
coffee, spirit of the
Peace on
season.
earth, goodwill to all men, not just Christian men, not just men.
That's right. That's right. Oh, and let's remember something here, really important. Jesus was Jewish, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, Christianity didn't exist when he was born.
He also wasn't white.
Yeah, he wasn't white. Thank you, Cassie. You summed it up better than I could. The spirit of Christmas is sharing and caring with those you love and care for, period.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what it is.
Okay.
That's the spirit of Christmas. Peace on earth, goodwill towards all.
Yep. So, and whether you call it Christmas, whether you call it Yule, whether you call it solstice, whether, whatever it is, there's lots of things going on at this time of year. But you're celebrating something, right? I mean, all the people that are saying, oh my God, it gets so dark, once solstice happens, hey, it's only uphill from here. The days get longer. So, if you're an optimist, solstice is a great day. It's just the winter one. How are we doing on time, Mr. Grizzly?
We got to roll out.
We got to roll out. All right. So this was a quick one, folks. I still have lots of other stuff. So hopefully Fridays.
I have lots of meetings this week because it's getting towards the end of the year. So it's tons and tons of meetings, overlapping meetings. Yesterday, I ran like a chicken with my head cut off. From the moment I set foot in the office till 3 p.m., which was the first time I had to sit down.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. All right, kids. That's the end of this episode of the Eager Beaver Morning Show. We hope that you love listening to us, because we loved making this for you. Remember that sharing care is care. Let's try that again. Remember that sharing is caring and word of mouth is priceless. So please tell your peeps and poops all about us. Something happened, weird happened to our Apple's podcasts, by the way. For some reason, we dropped down to just 2 reviews overnight.
Yeah.
And both of them aren't great.
Well, I figure somebody's trying to torpedo us because they don't like us. The haters come in and try and torpedo.
Yeah.
So
But we had 22 reviews and an average of 4.6. Now we only have 2. So 20 reviews just vanished overnight. So
I don't know how that works.
Apple Podcasts say, hey, what up? So
well, and something else I've noticed too lately with YouTube, the algorithm is very strange. Like right now I see that I don't know how many viewers are on YouTube. I think 31 on YouTube. It says 36 in total viewing, the live stream, right? So that means that, other platforms people are watching. But here's the thing. As soon as this ends, I'll look at the video and it'll say 2 viewers.
Yeah, I wrote YouTube. They say they hold off on that to check if they are actual viewers or stuff like that, and then it gets
bots
restored.
Yes, because people buy bots to get views so that they can increase their numbers, and that's against the terms of service, and they shut that down.
Yeah,
they will kill your account altogether.
Yeah, so
we don't do that.
Yeah, the numbers are always restored, so that's not a problem for us. But yeah, we're at a point now where they dip at first and then they come back as they verify that. All right. So yes, let your peeps and poops know all about us. If you would like to write us, please truenortheagerbeaver@gmail.com. If you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts, if you have given us a review before, please come back and do it again. Reviews and stars, because they seem to have vanished. And the stars and the reviews help our positions on the charts, and help people know that help people know that we are there. I'm tripping over my tongue today. If you would like to not miss an episode and have something come to you from us when it's fresh off the bandwidth, that squiggly right by me, it leads to our pod page, which is sponsored by the Ray Girl. That is podpage.com/the True North Eager Beaver, lowercase letters, all in with a hyphen between each one of those words, and that will bring you there. If you like to subscribe, do go to our YouTube page, where you will find the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Help us get to 500. We're so close. We're so close. So whatever you can do to help with that, we would really appreciate that. And given that it is the season, if you would like to help us with a little bit of a St. Nicholas joy yourself, you can drop a couple of coins in our tip jar at our coffee page. That's coffee, ko-fi.com/eagerbeaver, lowercase letters, all in one word. Or I should say, drop a few coins at our freshly polished shoes. All right. Because democracy is something that you do, make sure that you go get your XBB shots, your flu shots, your RSV shots, your pneumococcal shots. Help keep our hospitals unclogged. We are hearing reports in Alberta, particularly, of some emergency departments now announced that they're going to be closed until February.
Bad, really bad.
Really, really, really bad. And oddly enough, it seems that there was a major grass fire going on while Danielle Smith was at COP28 with 100 of her best friends. Apparently, the Canadian Taxpayers Federation isn't bothered by that, promoting oil and gas sales while Alberta was burning. Way to go, Danny.
And that cost, what, $6 million, I think, in taxpayer money to fly 100 people out there in business class.
Yes, but remember how they lost their minds for $6,000 or $7,000 for a room for the Queen's funeral. Yeah, just for 2. Anyway, from the Beaver Lodge, this is your Eager Beaver saying it can be a tough world out there, so please be kind to and gentle with yourselves. Mr. Grizzly, some words of wisdom, please.
Yes, remember, folks, I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. You need to inform as many people as you can about the dangerous religious Christo-fascism that is taking place in this country. We need to be ever vigilant. And it's starting at the municipal level. They get involved in the school boards. They try and take them over. They restrict books. They have to change the curriculum. Next thing you know, they're on city council. Then they get into provincial politics and then federal. They want Gilead. And if you do not pay attention, you will be subjugated, period.
Mm-hmm.
So be vigilant, be informed, inform everybody you can. And if you want to share our show as a means to help educate people and inform them, please feel free to do so.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, Mr. Grizzly, please roll the credits.
You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver media podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and The Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind. Yep, Mr. Grizzly, we both had the same choice for an Easter egg today, so I'll let you introduce it.
So this is a broadcaster in Calgary, and she's addressing an email that was sent to her. Watch this.
So good.
Oh, where's the audio? Oh, I muted it. My apologies. 1 second. My bad. It was me. That was my mistake. Here we go.
Just going to respond to an email that I just got saying congratulations on your pregnancy. If you're going to wear old bus driver pants, you have to expect emails like this. So thanks for that. No, I'm not pregnant. I actually lost my uterus to cancer last year. And this is what women of my age look like. So if it is offensive to you, that is unfortunate. Think about the emails that you send. Just going to respond to an email.
Oof. Like, damn. Kick ass. I mean, you know how she wanted to end that.
Mm-hmm. 2 words.
But it is broadcast television, so they won't be dropping F-bombs or saying the things that I would think to say. But either way, I thought it was kick-ass. Way to go, Miss Horton. You rock on.
Mm-hmm. All right, kids, have a beaverific day.